Looking for ways to budget better in the new year? Well, you've come to the right place. As we bid adieu to this year and welcome the next, it's the perfect time to reflect on our financial habits. Whether you want to save for that dream vacation, pay off debt, or simply gain control over your spending, setting a budget is your first step to financial success. Budgeting is more than just pennies and dimes. It's about setting financial goals, keeping track of your spending, and making necessary adjustments. It's about understanding where your money goes and making conscious decisions about your spending. In the next few minutes, we'll be sharing 5 essential budgeting tips to help you plan effectively for the upcoming year. These tips are simple yet powerful, and they can be the game changer in your financial journey. So, buckle up and get ready to take the first step towards your financial freedom. The first step in budgeting is setting clear financial goals. It's like setting a destination for a road trip. Without a clear destination, you would just be driving aimlessly, wasting time and fuel. In the same vein, without clear financial goals, you will find yourself drifting aimlessly through a sea of financial decisions, unable to make the most of your hard-earned money. Now, what do we mean by clear financial goals? They are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound objectives related to your finances. This might sound like a mouthful, but it's pretty simple once you break it down. Let's start with short-term goals. These are goals that you aim to achieve within the next year. It could be saving for a vacation, paying off a small debt, or building a starter emergency fund. Short-term goals are like the signposts that keep you on the right path, ensuring that you are making progress. Next, we have mid-term goals. These are financial objectives that you aim to achieve within the next 2 to 5 years. This could include saving for a down payment on a house, starting a business, or going back to school. Mid-term goals are like the milestones that keep you motivated, showing you that you are making significant progress towards your financial freedom. Finally, we have long-term goals. These are your big-ticket items that you aim to achieve within the next 10 to 30 years. This could be retiring comfortably, paying off a mortgage, or funding your child's education. Long-term goals are like the lighthouses in the distance, guiding you towards your ultimate financial destination. Setting clear financial goals gives you a sense of direction. It helps you prioritize your spending, making sure that every dollar you earn has a purpose, a job to do. It can guide your budgeting decisions, helping you decide where to cut back and where to invest more. So, take some time to think about your financial goals, write them down, make a plan, and then start working towards achieving them. Because, remember, a goal without a plan is just a wish. Now that you have your goals, it's important to track your spending. This is a crucial step in budgeting, and it's like a fitness tracker for your finances. Just as counting steps encourages more physical activity, tallying your spending motivates you to spend smarter. Let's start with the basics. Why is tracking your spending so important? Well, it's simple. It helps you identify where your money is going. It's like shining a spotlight on those sneaky, unnecessary expenses that tend to slip under the radar. That daily latte, the impulse buys at the supermarket checkout, the premium cable package you hardly use, they all add up. And when you start tracking your spending, you might be surprised at just how quickly. So how do you go about tracking your spending? There are countless methods, each with their own benefits. Let's explore a few. First up, you have spending tracker apps. These handy tools do all the hard work for you. Simply link them to your bank account, and they'll categorize your spending, highlight trends, and even set budgets for you. If you're tech-savvy, this could be a great option. But perhaps you're more of a traditionalist. That's fine too. Keeping receipts is a tried-and-true method. At the end of each day, week, or month, you sit down, sort through your receipts, and tally up your spending. It's a laborious process, but it can be quite eye-opening. Plus, it gives you a concrete record of your spending habits. Another method is using a spreadsheet. This is a great middle ground between the digital and physical worlds. It's more manual than an app, but less cluttered than keeping receipts. You simply log each expense in the spreadsheet and let it do the math. And the beauty of spreadsheets is that you can customize them to suit your needs. Want a column for coffee expenses? No problem. Need a row for online shopping? You got it. No matter the method you choose, the key is consistency. Make it a habit. Track your spending daily, weekly, monthly, whatever works for you. And remember, it's not about judging your spending. It's about understanding it. It's about making informed decisions based on real data. It's about taking control of your money instead of letting it control you. So whether you're a smartphone whiz, a receipt hoarder, or a spreadsheet guru, start tracking your spending today. Uncover those hidden expenses, shine a light on your financial habits, and use that knowledge to make smarter spending decisions. After all, as the saying goes, knowledge is power. And when it comes to your hard-earned money, that statement couldn't be more true. So start tracking, start learning, start taking control. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to spending. With your goals set and your spending tracked, it's time to create a budget. Now you might be thinking, well, how do I do that? Don't fret, we're here to guide you every step of the way. First off, let's talk about the basics. A budget is essentially a plan for your money. It's a blueprint that shows you how much you're earning, how much you're spending, and where all that money is going. It's like a financial GPS, guiding you towards your financial goals. So where do you start? Begin by categorizing your expenses. This could include housing, food, transportation, healthcare, entertainment, and so on. By categorizing, you can see exactly where your money is going and identify areas where you may be overspending. Next, set spending limits for each category. This is where you'll decide how much of your income you want to allocate to each area. For example, you might decide that 20% of your income will go towards housing, 15% towards food, and so on. But remember, these limits aren't set in stone. They're simply a guideline to help you manage your money better. Now, here's the tricky part: prioritizing needs over wants. We all have things we want, whether it's the latest smartphone, a vacation to a tropical paradise, or that fancy coffee machine. But it's crucial to prioritize our needs over our wants. This doesn't mean you can't indulge in your wants, but they should come after your needs have been met. Think of it this way: needs are the things that are essential for your survival and well-being, like food, shelter, and healthcare. Wants, on the other hand, are things that enhance your life but aren't absolutely necessary. So while that latest smartphone might be tempting, it's probably not as important as paying your bills or saving for an emergency fund. Creating a budget might seem like a daunting task, but remember, it's a tool to help you, not to restrict you. It gives you control over your finances and helps you make informed decisions about your money. It's like a personal financial advisor, guiding you towards your financial goals. And remember, it's okay if your budget isn't perfect the first time around. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. So, take your time, be patient, and don't be too hard on yourself. So, there you have it, the basics of creating a budget. Categorize your expenses, set spending limits, and prioritize your needs over your wants. It might take a bit of time and effort, but trust us, it's worth it. A well-planned budget is your roadmap to financial success. So get out there, create your budget, and take the first step towards financial freedom. Budgeting isn't just about managing spending, it's also about saving for emergencies. That's right, folks. It's about safeguarding your future. It's about being prepared for life's unexpected twists and turns. So, let's dive into the importance of an emergency fund and how you can incorporate saving for emergencies into your budget. First things first, an emergency fund is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Think of it as a financial buffer, a safety net that protects you from financial hardship when unexpected expenses arise. It could be a sudden job loss, a medical emergency, urgent home repairs, or even an unplanned trip. These are situations that can happen to anyone at any time. The question is, are you financially prepared to handle them? Now you might be thinking, how much should I save for emergencies? Well, a good rule of thumb is to aim for 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. This should give you enough breathing room to weather most financial storms without resorting to high-interest credit cards or loans. However, remember, this is a guideline, not a hard and fast rule. Depending on your personal circumstances, you might need to save more or less. So, how can you start saving for emergencies? It begins with your budget. Yes, that same budget we've been talking about in our previous tips. Remember when we discussed setting clear financial goals and tracking your spending? Well, saving for emergencies should be one of your top financial goals, and your budget is the tool that will help you achieve it. Here's how you do it. Start by determining how much you need to save based on your living expenses. Once you have that figure, break it down into manageable monthly savings goals. Next, incorporate this savings goal into your budget. Allocate a specific amount each month for your emergency fund. Treat it as a non-negotiable expense, just like your rent or mortgage payment. Now you might be wondering, where should I keep my emergency fund? A high-yield savings account is a great option. It's easily accessible, yet separate from your daily checking account. which reduces the temptation to dip into it for non-emergency expenses. In conclusion, an emergency fund is a crucial component of your financial plan. It provides a safety net for unexpected expenses, helping you navigate through life's financial uncertainties with greater confidence and peace of mind. Remember, budgeting is not just about managing your money, it's about making your money work for you. It's about taking control of your financial future, and saving for emergencies is a big part of that. So, as you plan your budget for the coming year, make sure you prioritize saving for emergencies. It's not just about preparing for the worst. It's about ensuring that you're financially resilient, no matter what life throws at you. Remember, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. The final tip is to review and adjust your budget regularly. Now, this is a critical piece of advice that often gets overlooked. You see, creating a budget is not a one-time task. It's not like setting a clock and forgetting about it. It's more akin to tending a garden. You need to nurture it, prune it, and adjust it according to the changing seasons of your financial life. Why is this important, you ask? Well, think about it this way. Your life isn't static, is it? Circumstances change, unexpected expenses pop up, financial goals evolve. So, it only makes sense that your budget should be flexible enough to accommodate these changes. Let's consider an example. Let's say you've been diligently sticking to your budget, but you notice that you're consistently going over budget in one category. Say eating out. This could be a sign that you're not allocating enough funds to that category. Or maybe it's a wake-up call that you need to cut back on your restaurant visits. Either way, it's a clear indication that your budget needs tweaking. So when should you review your budget? Ideally, you should be checking in at least once a month. This will help you spot trends, identify problem areas, and make necessary adjustments before they spiral out of control. How do you adjust your budget? Well, it depends on what your review reveals. You might need to redirect funds from one category to another, or you might need to cut back on certain expenses altogether. Remember, the goal is not to squeeze every penny until it screams, but to ensure that your spending aligns with your financial goals. In conclusion, your budget is not set in stone. It's a tool that should be molded and adapted to fit your unique financial situation. So don't be afraid to make changes. Review regularly, adjust as needed, and remember, your budget is there to serve you, not the other way around. Your budget is a living document. Keep it updated and it will keep you on track. So those are the 5 tips to help you budget better in the new year. We've talked about setting clear financial goals. It's essential to know where you're going so you can plan the best route to get there. We've also touched on the importance of tracking your spending. Understanding where your money goes can be an eye-opening experience and can help you make informed decisions. Next, we dived into creating a budget. This is your financial roadmap, guiding you towards your goals and preventing you from veering off course. We also discussed the necessity of saving for emergencies. Life is unpredictable, and having a safety net can make all the difference. Lastly, we emphasized reviewing and adjusting your budget regularly. Your circumstances can change, and your budget should change with them. Remember, budgeting is not about restricting you, it's about empowering you. Here's to a financially successful new year.